ghouls and gals, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. Today is Monday, October 16th, and today is not only the start of a brand new reading vlog for me, but is also the start of Happy Haileyween. I'm very excited to participate in this kind of horror challenge readathon. Hailey is a creator who I found quite recently due to like some very unfortunate circumstances in her own life where an author attacked her for her review. So that's how I found her channel, but she gives amazing like horror, especially like extreme horror sort of book recommendations, and she's hosting a readathon this week, so I figured I would go ahead and participate because I'm reading horror this week anyway. So might as well gamify my reading a little bit and try and fit certain challenge prompts. So there are a number of prompts and I'll go over them here. This is my bullet journal and I am not a artist, so don't make fun of my very simplistic spread. So the prompts that we have are: read a horror classic, read a book that takes place on Halloween at some point, read a book with a TV or a movie adaptation and watch it, read a book by a BIPOC author, and read a book by a queer author or has good queer rep. So those are the challenges that we're going to try and attempt. Honestly, all of them, you know, they fit very well into my reading taste anyway, and the prompts are so broad that I should be able to find books that quite easily fit all of them. I actually have, and I'm cheating a little bit by this one because I'm already 80 pages into this one, but this is going to be the one that has queer rep because one of the main characters is a lesbian. The other one, I think she's like bisexual, pansexual, something like that. But Knock Knock Open Wide by Neil Sharpson. This one is very creepy. If you've seen my Friday the 13th weekend reading vlog, I was getting creeped out reading this by myself alone at night. So yeah, there is that. But this is going to be the one for queer rep. I don't know about the author. Hailey did make a really good point in her readathon announcement that I totally agree with as well. I don't want to, obviously it is 2023, the world is a lot more queer friendly, but also we don't want to out people before they're ready. There have definitely been instances in the recent future of people pressuring people to come out to claim that they have authentic queer representation, and I totally get wanting to be seen and read books by people who have those experiences, but you know, forcing someone to be out is not okay. So I don't know about this author, but what I can tell so far of the 80 pages in this, the queer rep is pretty good and it seems a little bit integral to the story. So not integral, but just the relationship that our main character Betty has with this other woman. She discovers that something horrible happened to her mother years and years ago, that might be like a familial curse. So woven in that way, it seems that relationship seems pretty integral to the story. So yes, this is Celtic folklore, Irish mythology, just very, very creepy. 80 pages into this, loving it so far. We follow two main points of view. One of them takes place in the 1970s and our main character Aton is driving home late at night and encounters something horrific, and there spawns the worst night of her life, and that whole point of view is following that. She ends up going missing, so we're following her loved ones a little bit, trying to figure out what happened to her, and then also what happened on that very fateful and scary night. And then the other points of view is in 1999, 2000, both taking place in Ireland. Our main character Betty is, you know, trying to enjoy being in college for the first time. She's struggling with a lot of things, including her attraction to a woman that she does not know if she reciprocates the attraction or not. This woman's name is Aisling, and she just happens to be Aton's daughter. And Betty, as she starts to uncover some mythology and just some Ooh, it just got very, very dark outside. I think it's gonna rain. As Betty gets closer to this family, learns about some very haunted happenings and just scary things that have happened in this family's life, she starts to think that something sinister is afoot with this family. So I am highly enjoying this, so definitely going to be reading this. I also have some library books that I want to read this week as well. So we've got Edenville by Sam Rebeline, and this one is a Southern Gothic about a small town with some very interesting secrets, and I tend to like that storyline where it is like a small close-knit community. Our main character is an outsider that moves into the community. So we have that one, and then we also have Schrader's Chord by Scott Leeds, and this one is about a man whose father dies, leaves him a record store, leaves him a very strange gift of like this 5 records as well, that if you play them all, open the gates of hell. So obviously, what does he do? He, his sister, and some friends, they play the records. So these two, and then also just, you know, mood reading as well. I have some audiobooks that I have placed on hold through the library. We'll see how those go. We also have some audiobooks that I have through Libro FM, so we'll try and get to those as well, try and get to all those prompts, and just have a really good, fun week of reading horror. So yeah, that is the introductory clip. I do have to work. It is Monday, so I am going to go get some work done, get some reading done, and then I will talk to y'all later with a reading update. Hey friends, happy Wednesday. I am still reading Knock Knock Open Wide by Neil Sharpson, and I am loving it. I'm about 60% of the way through. I cannot get enough of this story. I have a feeling it's definitely going to be in my top 5 horrors of the year. That I can tell you for sure. It might even sneak its way onto my top 10 books of the year. We'll have to see. I never like make a set list until the end of the year, so I couldn't even tell you what's on it at the moment, but I'm really enjoying this. This has dual timelines that work. Like, it's not even dual timelines. There's, you know, several different years depending on what character. Sometimes you get like a one-off of a character that you follow, and it's so good. The writing style is good. It's genuinely creepy. The characters, like, it's very character-driven horror as well. Don't you just love it when your most anticipated books just really hit the mark? So yeah, enjoying this one. I just really enjoy a good supernatural family saga, so that's going really well. And then I did also pick up an audiobook yesterday because, you know, this one is physical, so I've got an audiobook for the times where I can't read physically, and that would be Jawbone by Monica Ojeda. And this is, first of all, it's translated by Sarah Booker. This was originally written in Spanish, and it's narrated by Victoria Villarreal, which is a narrator actually that I have listened to before. I think she did a part in Monstrillo, which is one of my favorite books of the year, and also I want to say that name's very familiar. I think she did at least maybe one of Sylvia Moreno Garcia's audiobooks, but that audiobook narrator is like, that name's very familiar to me. So this one, first of all, cover pickup for me. I'm listening to it via Libro FM. This was in one of their sales a while ago, but definitely a cover buy. The cover just really called to me, and it is about 2 young women, 2 girls. One of them, she wakes up and she's been abducted by a teacher, and she has to try and figure out like how she got into this situation. And then for what it says like on the synopsis, because I'm not very far into this one at all, but it says, was desire something like being possessed by a nightmare? Fernanda and Annalise are so close they are practically sisters, a double image, inseparable. So how does Fernanda end up bound on the floor of a deserted cabin, held hostage by one of her teachers and estranged from Annalise? And this is interweaving pop culture references and horror concepts drawn from Herman Melville, H.P. Lovecraft, and creepypastas. It's an ominous novel that explores the terror inherent in the pure potentiality of adolescence and the fine line between desire and fear. So very, very intrigued by that. The writing style, very cool. Definitely one that lends itself really well. I feel like the more metaphor heavy and like almost mystical in terms of writing books, like they blend themselves very, very well to audiobook format. So I'm reading that one, and that one will be for the honestly, I think it also has queer rep in it, but it also is a book by a BIPOC author. So yeah, those are the two books that I am currently reading. When I finish Knock Knock Open Wide, I am going to, I think, maybe have my dogs pick my next book, just because I have a little bit of decision fatigue, because there are so many horror books that I'm looking forward to reading, so many books that I could fit into this readathon, fit into this reading challenge. So I might do that. But I've got a big list stacked up currently. I'm really hoping that I don't get sick, because my partner just came back from a big conference in Vancouver, and what do you know, he came back with the panini. He came back with that. I don't know if YouTube still, like, you know, flags videos that talk about it. So he came back with the panini, and neither of us have like gotten it since it started. We'd been so careful. So now he's in the other room isolating, so I'm really hoping that I don't get sick, but he's sick, so it's definitely going to be a very laid back, chill week, kind of boarded up in the house, making sure that we don't spread that. Just definitely kind of a bummer, because, you know, it started in 2020, and, you know, we've been really good, really careful so far, but it was a work trip that, you know, he couldn't say no to. So yeah, he got sick. I'm hoping I don't get sick, but either way, a lot of reading is going to be done this week, because either I'm going to get sick and that's all I'm going to be able to do, or I'm going to stay healthy and I'm still going to have to self-isolate in my home because I don't want to spread anything to other people. So yeah, I'm hoping that I stay healthy, but definitely going to be a slower paced week than we were anticipating. I was kind of hoping that we could maybe go to like a corn maze or like a pumpkin patch something this weekend, but that's obviously not going to happen. So yeah, gonna go finish this book, and hopefully the ending is just as wonderful as the rest of it. I'm sure it will be. I can't anticipate this one taking like a sudden path that I don't like. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish this, and I will talk to y'all later with another reading update. Okay, so remember how optimistic that I was on Tuesday or maybe Wednesday when I last updated this vlog on how I was really hoping that I was not going to get what my partner has. And yeah, that was wishful thinking. There's only so much self-isolation everyone can do in an apartment. So yeah, thankful for grocery delivery apps, and that I can work from home, and that yeah, we're lucky enough to be able to isolate and just wait until we test negative. So that's really all I have in terms of like life updates. We've been eating a lot of soup, sleeping a lot, and that is that on that. So I have been reading a lot because, you know, what else is there to do? And luckily I've still felt up to reading, which is nice. So I finished Knock Knock Open Wide. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. If you want a family saga with, you know, like Irish mythology in there, and some very creepy, unsettling scenes, you're absolutely gonna want to pick this one up. This has been comped on the back. I feel like someone comped it on the back, or maybe I just made that up, I don't know, but I feel like I had been hearing that this was compared to The Haunting of Hill House. I'm guessing that's The Haunting of Hill House, the Mike Flanagan TV show, and I absolutely see, not in terms of content, but just the themes and the interweaving stories and just grief and complicated family relationships. And if you liked that TV show, definitely check out this book. And honestly, I would love to see Mike Flanagan take this book on, because there's some creepy imagery that I think would be absolutely cool to explore in like a limited edition TV show or movie. So finished this one, really enjoyed it, and then I was kind of looking for shorter things to read in the meantime, because it was a period of time where I was just like in bed and I didn't even want to get up and move to my office where I had all of my books. So I was looking on Libby for some books to read, just maybe some shorter books to fit in between the books on my physical TBR, and I happened upon The Tent by Keanan Burke. This one I would recommend. I think it would be a really good like summer horror. And what drew me to the synopsis, because I'm not normally one for like survival horror, but what drew me to the synopsis is that this takes place in Hocking Hills, Ohio, a place where I've been to, a place that I've been to multiple times. I grew up around the area, so I had to pick this up because that's just really cool, being able to read a short story in a place that you've been before. So I read this, I enjoyed it. It's very, very short. I want to say, I think most of what I've read by this author, like I think Sour Candy was also about 70 pages or so. So this is, I think it's 60 or 70 pages, but very entertaining. I hate using that word sometimes for horror, but it was enjoyable. It did what it needed to do. And it was really cool, like knowing that area and just being able to picture those specific woods and that specific landscape was super cool. So there's that. And then I started Schrader's Chord by Scott Leeds. This is one where I checked it out from the library, but my stamina is not what it is when I'm at 100%. So I also bought the audiobook from Libra FM. So I am listening to this and reading it in tandem. This is about a man named Charlie, and his father dies unexpectedly, leaving him his record store and a very strange bequeathment of records that purport to open up the gates of the dead, which he thinks is an urban legend. But he, his sister, and some friends, some employees at the record shop are going to play these records and see if Schrader's Chord exists or not, if these records actually open up the gates of the dead, and they probably are going to do something like that supernatural cursed object horror. So I'm really enjoying that one as well. I know that I am definitely the most self-critical of myself, but I'm sorry if my voice is like very gravelly and just not tip-top shape in this update, because it's been a week. But those are the books that I've read, and I've also downloaded quite a few ebooks to my phone via the Libby app as well, because number one, I don't want to go to the library. Like the books that I have from the library, I'm gonna sanitize before bringing them back, because I don't want to give my germs to other people. But my phone is something that I can have on me at all times, even when I don't feel like getting up out of bed, because that's the biggest thing for me. I just kind of feel like this is all like a dream almost, just in terms of like my mental headspace. I went to bed at like, well, I started falling asleep at like 7:30 p.m. last night, which is not when I normally go to bed. So things are just taking way more energy than they should. So downloaded some ebooks so I can have my phone if I don't feel like journeying across the apartment from my bedroom to my office, which is where I am now. I'm attempting to do some work. So but the ebooks that I've downloaded, I have Reprieve by James Hahn Matson and When the Reckoning Comes by, I forget the author. It's a gorgeous cover, and I think that's the one I'm gonna pick up next. But McQueen, I want to say, is the last name McQueen. I'm actually gonna look that up right now because that's gonna bother me, because it's gonna come to my mind the second that I stop filming this. LaTanya McQueen. Okay, cool. So I am going to be reading one of those horrors, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, still on track for Haileyween. We'll see how many of those prompts that I actually get done, because I'm just, who knows what I'll be able to get done. It's Friday right now. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet or not, but it's Friday the 20th. So we have today, Saturday, and then the readathon ends at the end of Sunday. So I could still do it. So I'm going to go try and get some work done, and then I will keep reading Schrader's Chord, start one of those on ebook, and I will talk to y'all later with another reading update, hopefully feeling a little bit better and having made some progress in some more horror books. Friends, it is Tuesday the 24th. I know it's been a long time. Well, for you guys it's probably been about like 4 minutes or however long the b-roll footage was going on for, but for me it's been a while because I have really been laid low, and as you can tell by my voice, as you can tell by, I don't know, just the way that I'm presenting right now, I'm still very sick. Definitely not the end to October that I was hoping for, but it is what it is. Today's the first day that I feel okay enough to film. I'm still not feeling 100. This is feeling like I'm running a 5K, honestly. It's been a rough week or so, and it probably will continue to be a rough rest of October, unfortunately. I'm still feeling it. I'm still feeling the congestion. I'm still feeling like whenever I go from sitting to standing down, I get dizzy. Whenever I go down, like we have a flight of steps to go down because we're on the second floor of our apartment building area, and just going down there, just going down a flight of steps to take the dogs outside is hard. It feels like I sprinted down them and like sprinted down the block. So that's really not been fun. It's been a week of lots of baths, lots of sleeping. I think I've gone to bed at like 7:30 or 8 every single night, and just a lot of lounging. Not even lounging, it's just the hardest thing for me, because other than the things that act like it feels like a cold, but like the worst cold of my life, I have like such bad vertigo and I'm getting so dizzy. The first couple of days I had like 2 days where I was like, oh, okay, I think I have it. I tested positive for it and felt like, okay, it's just a cold, I can power through this. And then it started where it's just like I cannot get comfortable in myself, and just not only having like cold feelings, like cold symptoms, but it really felt like I was laid out. Like even when I was laying down, it felt like I was on like a wheel and someone was spinning it. I still kind of get that sometimes as well if I'm trying to do a lot. So feeling great this October, and unfortunately, like, you know, Happy Halloween, I did not like meet any of the prompts, but we're just gonna carry them over into this week. I have been reading, not as much because it's been like the brain fog for the past couple of days has been very bad. So I've needed to like read physically and an audiobook, otherwise I get lost, which was not fun. I did finish Schrader's Chord by Scott Leeds, and I did really enjoy this, so I'm really glad that I ended up finishing this. I ended up finishing it right before like I felt really horrible, so definitely enjoyed this one, and would highly recommend if you like the cursed sort of object sort of horror, and I thought it was a lot of fun. So yeah, it is Tuesday. I did not anticipate, even as I'm filming this, it being hard to do, hard to focus on like what I want to talk about, and just it feels like every single thing that I do feels like an athletic event, which is not fun. I'm really, it's been rough, but I am trying to find little pockets of solace in this last week of October, trying to enjoy that. So we are going to continue on with Happy Halloween, just using those prompts because they're good prompts, and they're good prompts to kind of guide some very Halloweenish reading. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm currently reading this short story collection. It's edited by Ellen Datlow. Ellen Datlow, she edits like really well-known short story collections in the horror genre, so I'm reading this one, and this is actually like a Blumhouse book, which is pretty cool, but all of these are like haunted stories that take place either on Halloween, All Souls Night, Dia de los Muertos, all of those holidays that are at the beginning of November, end of October. So I am currently reading that one, and the short story format has been great for me to just kind of focus for like 30 minutes at a time, and that's been the level of like my reading exertion, the amount of time that I can focus, unfortunately. So been reading that, and yeah, been drinking a lot of apple cider chai, which is going to be probably, unfortunately, like the most festive that I get for Halloween goodies, because it's been soup and ramen, some Gatorade, some ginger ale, and lots of tea. That's been my diet for like the past week or so. So hopefully I get better, and like actually get to celebrate Halloween a little bit, because I wait all year for this, and it just, oh, okay, we're not going to focus on how frustrating that is, but still also making my way through some horror movies. We watched Cobweb a couple nights ago, which is on Hulu. It's a 2023 release. I don't know if it came out in theaters. It definitely didn't come to our theater, but our theater is kind of lame when it comes to not the big box office releases. That was very interesting. That one definitely has a very Halloween ambiance. So even if you don't end up loving the story, because I thought the story was very interesting, it wasn't like a 5 out of 5 for me, but the ambiance, the creep factor, all of those worked really well. So, you know, give it a shot, because the ambience itself is just so Halloween-y. Yeah, so enjoyed that. So probably just, you know, some more movies. We're just gonna extend this vlog into the last week of Halloween. So it's Happy Haileyween and then just regular Halloween. Still gonna be reading some horror, and I will update. Hopefully I sound better in my next update. I definitely feel better in my sinuses than I sound. But that doesn't really mean much, because I know I don't sound fantastic, but I did just want to give an update, and also just try and see if I could, in terms of stamina, give an update. So yeah, it's going, ghouls, it's going. But that's the update. I'm feeling a lot better than I felt for most of this weekend, so yeah, happy Tuesday, happy last week of October. Let's try and enjoy it. Let's try and get as much Halloween horror, just excitable autumn, fall content that we can from our own house, because self-isolation. So
yeah, I am going to go try and have a good day, and I hope you all do as well. And I will talk to you all a little bit later with another reading update. Okay, so I am covering up the address of everything, but my mom sent me a care package and I need to showcase that she's just like the absolute best. Yeah, she sent me a Halloween care package. The boys are very, very interested in it because I'm sure it maybe smells a little bit like home / our dogs, our family dogs. But look, we have little ghosties. It says love you there. Parent puns are the best. We gotta hope you feel better soon. I was supposed to sign for this, at least that's what the thing said, but I wonder if they saw that and were like, we're not going to. We're not gonna make her sign. I had a mask ready and everything, but that's nice. Got little pumpkins. This is so cute. Okay, the dogs are destroying it by licking it, but I'm obsessed. So, yes. So this is a little Halloween care package because obviously I've been super sick. I was supposed to be at home with my family right now, celebrating Halloween with them, but obviously I can't. I don't want to go back until I have a negative test, obviously. So we'll see whether that happens or not. But my mom is also the queen of Halloween shopping, finding cool, exciting Halloween things. So we're just gonna open this up. And see what we got here. And the dogs are obsessed. Oh my gosh, cute, cute, cute. She told me about this. They're going for the candy. But she told me about this cute little table runner. Oh my gosh, so cute. Like, most of the things that she gets are from like Facebook buy, sell, trade, or just like thrifted. So this is super freaking neat. Hey. My dogs are more interested in the box. Get out of town, Obi. Oh. Stop. We got some throat soothing hauls, obviously. Dude. You know what? Fine. If that'll keep you preoccupied, I'll observe you with that. Some hauls, which you can hear, I desperately still need. Oh my gosh. Cute shirt. No. You hang up. Oh my god. Cute. Ah, so cute. Definitely gonna wear that this week. Cute. Some jelly beans. Heck yeah. Oh my gosh, gotta hide that because I don't want... Uh-oh. Well, that's no good. We might have to do some gluing. Aw. Poor snake. That's okay. That is an easy fix with hot glue. But the cute little snake from Bath & Body Works. Oh my gosh. This is so cute. That's why you guys were going so nuts, huh? Obi still thinks it's the box, but I think Bruce was onto something. A little something for the dog. Doggarooskies. Ah! Obi, honey, no. Ugh. My mom is the coolest. Another shirt that I'll probably wear this week. Absolutely, I'm just gonna keep it out. Whoa, don't eat that. That is not for you. Stop. Stop doing that. They also probably smell the peanut butter. Oh my gosh, a cute little muscle shirt. Would you knock it off? Obi's like, yeah, enough with the cute stuff. Let's get to what I really want, which is the box. Goodness. You don't even need to buy pets. You don't even need to buy toys for your dog. They'll just eat cardboard. Cute. Oh my gosh, stop. She also sent candy for my partner as well because she told me before sending this, she was like, there's definitely more cute stuff in it for you than for him. My partner doesn't care. Dude, stop trying to eat the box. Cute, cute socks. Always need those. Oh, cute wood pumpkin latte. And yeah, seasonal EOS. I know, all the smell goods, babies. Oh my gosh, and a pajama set. And by pajama set, I mean just pajama bottoms. The perfect Halloween pajama bottoms. My mom is the best. My dogs are insane. Stop that. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Hey friends, I'm back from the dead, like a phoenix arising from the ashes. I am kind of sort of all there. I'm about at like 70%, and I think that's probably the highest I'm gonna get for a while, so that's very fun for me. But yeah, this vlog is going to be very interesting to edit because I only remember as I was uploading the clips, I haven't gone through them yet and watched them, but I only remember filming about half. So that's exciting. I still have brain fog. I'm still very fatigued. I am feeling and sounding, I'm sure you can tell, based on, you know, maybe last clips that you've heard from me, but I'm sounding a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better. However, everything is just way harder than it was before I got sick. I am really hoping that those side effects are things that continue to go away and to improve over time, but right now it feels like a workout to walk down the steps, to take my dogs out still. It feels like a workout to sit and like use my brain in terms of just like working my job. That feels like physical exertion, and it was kind of scary for a little bit, honestly. If I'm being really honest, that's the Halloween horror for me this week, was that felt really scary, having that brain fog. It's getting better. It's slowly getting better. I'm still not 100%, but I'm just gonna, you know, pull the plug on this vlog because I think it's long enough, and I think I'm gonna start another one for like just the last weekend of Halloween, because it's Thursday, and even though I've still tested positive, I'm probably not gonna be doing anything, even though, you know, I'm gonna be testing every day, if for nothing else, just to like feel comfortable and knowing that I could maybe even go to the grocery store and actually do some shopping for myself without getting other people sick. So I'm gonna be testing every day, but you know, probably will be a very indoorsy vlog for the last weekend of October. That's okay. I'm just glad that I'm feeling better. But yeah, wrapping up this vlog, this is Haileyween. I really enjoyed it. I'm still using those prompts. I think I've mentioned this before, for just the rest of October, and to kind of guide my prompts just for the rest of my October reads as well, just because I think they all are prompts that are pretty conducive to really good, awesome Halloween reads. So while, you know, I might not necessarily have gotten any prompts really done in the time period that was allotted, because I think it ended on the 22nd, you know, it's still encouraging me to read some books that I wouldn't have picked up otherwise, or that I prioritized over other books that I wouldn't have otherwise. So first of all, the book that I hope I mentioned this, we'll just have to see. I feel like I did, so I'm gonna go on a limb and say that I already mentioned that I was reading Haunted Nights, a short story collection edited by Datlow and Lisa Morton, and this is actually a Blumhouse Books original, which I did not know was an imprint. That's kind of cool. They're very big in horror, and these were 16 stories that all took place around Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, All Souls Night, around that span of time and those holidays and remembrances. So I pretty much enjoyed most of them, and I do think if I ever go for, because I tend to like, in short story collections, I like short story collections just written all by one author rather than anthologies, but I think if I picked up another one, I would pick up one by Datlow, because I did appreciate the samplings of different short stories that were brought to the table in this short story collection. They all fit very well with the theme of very Halloween focused reads. They've all got that Halloween atmosphere, and this was published in 2017, so this could be one if you're looking for something very short to read on Halloween. You know, a lot of these short stories would be worth checking out. I think my favorites out of this collection were Dirtmouth by Stephen Graham Jones. I've read and loved from that author before, so that was really no surprise that I really loved his story. And then my other favorite was A Kingdom of Sugar Skulls and Marigold by Eric J. Guinard. And that is an author I've never actually heard of, so I will be checking out more by that author, because I just thought that was such a beautiful story. There were some in here, there were 2 in here that I really did not like, but 2 out of 16, not bad. all the other ones I did really enjoy. There was even like some sci-fi in here, which was pretty cool. Everything from like historical fiction, from the origins of Halloween, from Jack and, you know, the turnip pumpkin, to colonies on the moon, where Halloween is this thing, this ancient relic of the past that people are exploring because Earth culture isn't a culture that exists anymore. So very much an interesting collection of short stories. This is a long shot, and maybe it was just because I was sick. I don't think it is though. This says it is a never before seen collection, never before published chilling tales. One of the stories, Sisters by Brian Evenson, I swear I've read that before. I really enjoyed the story. I feel like I've read it before, but I don't think I've read anything by that author before. So can anyone else tell me, was this published on its own ever? If you know what I'm talking about, again, Sisters by Brian Evenson, because I swear I've read it before. I really enjoyed it, but I knew it was going to happen, and it's a strange story that you can't really predict what's going to happen. I swear I've read it before, and that's not happened to me in like a book reading experience before. So can anyone tell me, is this like published? Is that story published anywhere else? Because I've definitely not read this collection of short stories before. But yeah, read that, really enjoyed it. And then another book that I ended up picking up and just really enjoyed as well was When the Reckoning Comes by LaTanya McQueen. This one I listened to via audiobook. That is how I'd recommend going into the story. The narrator does an incredible job, and honestly I think with some of the very uncomfortable things that happen in this book, sitting and having someone speak them at you makes the experience like not better, but like more impactful. Again, my brain's not at 100, so I'm so sorry, especially for this one. I feel like it deserves a more eloquent review. But this is about our main character, Mira. She is a Black woman. She grew up in a small, very impoverished town in the South. She flees her hometown after an incident, after graduating and after an incident, having to deal with one of her friends, and never looks back. Decades later, she gets a call from one of her former best friends, who is white, inviting her to come and be a part of her wedding. This is a little strange. Mira doesn't know whether to accept or not, because her and Celine have not talked since they were in high school. But you know, Celine is very insistent, and she also says that their mutual friend Jessie will be there, and Jessie is this friend that Mira had a very unsettling experience with in terms of haunting, and then just an event that really impacted both of their futures forever in their hometown. She finds out he's going, she goes as well. She learns that this wedding is on a plantation that has been newly renovated for a wedding space, a venue space, refurbished, shiny, bright and new, for people to come and see what life was like during slavery times. Mira tries to enjoy the wedding as much as she can while dealing with her own complex feelings about her own personal past with the place, and obviously her family and the country's past with this place and the institutions that plantations have in United States history. This one, I will say, there are ghosts. It is very clear that they are ghosts. It's not a book that spends time trying to figure out whether the ghosts are real or not, but the ghosts, for the most part, are not the horrifying things, the horrifying spectacles in this book. It is just truly the things that have actually happened in our nation's past. I will say, I actually saw in like a negative review of this that if I liked this, I should definitely check out Kindred, because this book does a lot of things like that Kindred does a lot better by Octavia Butler. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out now, because I did enjoy this book, and I have been meaning to check out Kindred for a while, so I'll be doing that sooner rather than later. But this is hard to read, and it's very, very unsettling to read, just experiencing like and seeing how strange it is that both for education and for like entertainment, this plantation has been gussied up, and they have reenactments of what life was
was like. Obviously, these are very cleaned up, very pristine sort of, not the true real history of what happened in the place, as Mira and we see later on in the story what actually has happened at the plantation. And it's very interesting, you know, because I feel like you learn about slavery in US schools at a pretty young age. Honestly, you kind of grow up knowing it's a thing. It's a horrible part of our nation's history. You can't like not know it exists. I don't like remember, I mean, I remember as early as 4th grade doing like projects and learning about the Civil War in school. So it's something you learn about. It is something that you learn such a sanitized version about, and you never realize how sanitized that that really is until you really start doing your own research. I hate that phrase because a lot of people have run with it and used it to like not actually do research, but it wasn't until college that I had my first Black professor, my first Black teacher, and also one of my first male teachers, and he taught a Civil War, antebellum, and Reconstruction class, and that was just an absolutely incredible experience, because I feel like even though you know these things that have happened in history, they're horrible and they're wrong, and you know on one level like the horrifying truth of what slavery entails, and then you start to learn more details and actually really uncover the depth of how insidious and how much that builds upon entire generations in terms of not only trauma for some families, but inherited wealth for others. And just, it's a lot. This book is a lot. So know that going in, and just, you know, really know that going in. There are really some horrific moments in here that aren't ghosty, ooh, spooky, boo, haunted house horror. They're things that could have happened. I'm sure a lot of them did happen, even though this is like a fictionalized account. So yeah, tread lightly going into this one. I did have some issues just in terms of my own personal enjoyment, just for story-wise. Just the pacing just felt a little uneven to me in terms of the beginning of the book versus the end of the book, but the writing itself, spectacular. Highly recommend the audiobook, and I will be checking out more by this author, especially if she comes out with more in the horror sphere. So yeah, those are the 2 books that I read in the meantime. I also have been reading and annotating Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas because I've read this book before. I also just needed something a little bit lighter, just to, you know, have some fun annotating and kind of looking for Easter eggs and just not having to focus on a new narrative, and instead just reading one that I have read and been very familiar with before has been nice as well. Just thought I'd mention that because I am trying to reread the whole Massiverse before January, so we'll see how that goes. But that is all I have for this vlog. A little bit of a chaotic one, I know, but thank you for sticking with me until the end. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave a comment down below, let me know what books you're reading for Halloween, subscribe to my channel for all of the cozy gaming and bookish content. Stay safe, keep it creepy, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!